Hello, I am Bhavyashri Sanku from Kenesa State University. On 2023 9th International Conference on Virtual Reality, I am going to present this survey. VR-based neurofeedback systems in psychological computing for depression treatment. The world is suffering from depression, killing millions of people from inside, even before that person gets acknowledged. There are therapy sessions which are helpful to people, but they are discontinued due to the cost and time consuming nature of treatments, leading to unsatisfactory recovery progress. Therefore, to assist in diagnosing and treating depression, numerous researchers have explored and developed psychological computing techniques. In this survey, we discuss the entire hierarchy of treating depression from medicine and therapy to software models, emphasizing more on neurofeedback and its significant use in conjunction with virtual reality. While the search for more universally satisfactory approaches is still ongoing, this review's main goal is to provide an overview of currently used techniques to help the research. The term psychological computing refers to a field of human-computer interaction in which it uses the information about a person's bodily functions such as heart rate, skin conductance, and brain activity to interact with computers and other devices. It can be categorized into various sessions. The first main part is intentional and unintentional. We are focusing now on intentional actions. For the software systems, the input is given through conventional hardware input devices such as mouse clicking and a brain-computer interface. There are different types of software systems: neurofeedback, biocybernetics adaptation, and ambulatory recording. Neurofeedback systems are used for self-learning and manipulating the central nervous system, whereas biofeedback systems help in controlling both the central nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Coming to biocybernetic adaptation systems, passively monitor spontaneous activity from the nervous system and it will translate these signals into real-time software adaptation. In the ambulatory recording, the psychological data is continuously recorded and that recorded data will be reviewed by the user or medical staff later. So, out of all the software models, neurofeedback is the one that researchers use frequently these days. It has been shown that neurofeedback works well as a treatment for several medical conditions. Its applications are essential, non-invasive, and drug-free. It is used for treating brain-based diseases including depression, anxiety, headaches, migraines, and autism spectrum disorder, etc. Neurofeedback is also used in conjunction with XR to improve effectiveness and reveal potential positive effects, as well as to overcome challenges such as low treatment motivation and difficulty in transferring learned abilities to everyday life. Let's understand what is neurofeedback. A promising new technique for altering biological brain patterns linked to a range of mental health and physical disorders. Contrary to medications, this technique is non-invasive and hardly ever associated with even minor side effects. Nevertheless, there are benefits of using therapy and medication to treat depression, but they just take a lot of time and workforce from people. That is why researchers began concentrating on software models and increasing their use in disorders like depression and anxiety. Regarding biomarkers used along with software models are electroencephalography, which is commonly known as EEG data, skin conductance like SC, and heart rate variability HRV, and other psychological measures. The biomarkers typically used to study and treat depression is shown in this bar graph. You can see that the heart rate variability is the mostly used biomarker, and then the EEG, and then the skin conductance, followed by the respiratory data. Although this research has been conducted on all software models, many researchers continue to concentrate on the neurofeedback models and their involvement with virtual reality. So, the focus primarily on the overall overview of the neurofeedback model. To develop a model that is more accurate and effective, research is still being done on all the different types of models. There are different fusion of models, etc. This is an overview of the uses of software models in depression related research, which is displayed in this bar graph. So most researchers are focusing on the machine learning models, and then their focus is mostly on the neurofeedback models. What is actually the virtual reality? Computer generated environments are typically referred to as VR, which includes head mounted display VR and projection VR. Their interactivity is what makes them so unique. The user's movements in the real world can be used to move around in the virtual world. Because of this, virtual reality is frequently compared to a video game. As a result, VR has a wide range of applications that concern the recreation of experiences in safe environments. For example, VR is already used for visual training, medical visualizations, and flight simulation training for pilots. VR's growth in the research sector has dramatically increased over the years due to its broad range of applications and study possibilities. VR appears to have positive training effects and has already been shown to boost training motivational elements. It offers a distinctive and immersive means of social interaction. It also works well as a training tool and a means of escape from reality. The entertainment sector has embraced VR and it is now more affordable than ever. The following bar chart illustrates the percentage of cultural development of virtual reality through 2022. Researchers are looking for ways to combine emerging technologies like neurofeedback systems with virtual reality, since VR neurofeedback can improve a patient's sense of control as well as their motivation and interest during therapy. Science and research are intrigued by virtual reality's therapeutic value and use, particularly when used in conjunction with neurofeedback. Three-dimensional neurofeedback animations have been shown to improve therapy outcomes as well as patient motivation. 3D graphics in games gives players the most realistic experience possible. So the most committed players really like the sensation made possible by the character's depth and the environment visualizations, of course, which they cannot experience from 2D games. There are various fields where VR integrated with neurofeedback is studied and implemented and are still working on those fields. So the first pie chart gives the entire information of those popular areas. We can observe from the figure most studies focused on depression, anxiety, and then the attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Coming to the second pie chart, studies show that VR neurofeedback is more effective than two-dimensional neurofeedback at improving inattention and impulsivity as well as learning outcomes. It offers a more immersive experience than a typical neurofeedback session. It can keep a patient's interest for a longer period while still giving them essential feedback on the brain. VR neurofeedback was successfully used to train not only attention but also relaxation. Of course, this is only possible if the person approached this technology with confidence and an open mind. More than one-third of the consumers are showing interest in using VR headset to play games, socialize with friends, etc. due to the amazement of the visuals and also the excitement to explore the VR headset. The second pie chart depicts the various emotions that a person might experience while using virtual reality. Each study uses VR neurofeedback differently, but most of the studies collect the data and extract important features from the data that is collected and provide feedback to the brain to achieve the study's goal. Let's examine the displayed figure. It shows the common flow process of how VR neurofeedback is used to train the emotions of the participant. by collecting the data through sensors of wristbands and thereby processing the data and extracting the important features, sending to the model and getting the feedback of the analyzed data, using that data to change the themes accordingly, and the participant will get those changes and will by interacting with the VR. Due to the interest in VR and effectiveness caused by VR integrated in neurofeedback, researchers started to develop games in virtual reality and neurofeedback. A scoping review showing all the preconditions and requirements for game development in virtual reality and neurofeedback for anxiety disorders. This study serves to determine preconditions and requirements for game development, reusing virtual reality and neurofeedback to enhance the emotional self-regulation competencies in individuals with anxiety disorders. The following displayed table is the summary of the 6 games which includes it. Neurofeedback was the main subject of this review due to its widespread application and effectiveness. The detailed explanations of studies that used neurofeedback model to treat depression provide a comprehensive understanding. After conducting a thorough review, it was discovered that emotion-regulated games integrated into virtual reality show promise in offering new opportunities for recovery from depression. It is possible that the future emphasis will shift towards using VR games with non-invasive neurofeedback techniques in clinics to treat mental disorders such as stress, anxiety, and depression. Another promising direction is to investigate how to provide a social support environment for depression treatment from patients, family members, and friends. This will enable the design and implementation of a dynamic AI-based system to assist in depression intervention. Thank you.